Hey everybody, it's your girl Claudia Jordan. I am back with TGIF. Of course, we're here to spill the tea and break down the biggest headlines in the news and on social media. So sit back, relax, get you something to drink, get ready for this hot tea. What's up, Al? And what's up, Funky? What's going on, y'all?
Happy Monday, everybody. What's going on?
What y'all up to? What y'all doing? How was y'all's weekend?
Mine was a blur. I'm not going to lie. I was drunk since Thursday, so it's all... Yeah, I didn't unlock my better self this weekend.
What's going on, Funky?
I don't know.
He's in love.
No, not at all. A little bit. I don't know.
Well, a little bit in love.
Not at all. A little bit.
I don't know. No, it was just a good week. It was just the weekend. I don't know. Y'all know I got an alcoholic problem. I'm trying to get it under control.
Well, hey, honestly, admitting it is the first step. Did you get to see your love interest?
No, I did not.
Okay.
Maybe that's why you were acting up.
Right?
Well, Claudia, I had the pleasure of working with 50 Cent this weekend. We opened a mental health facility in Massapequa, Long Island. That's in New York. It was great to see 50 Cent have so much compassion and empathy and want to support an organization called True Reach Mental Health Facility in Massapequa. It was a great turnout. We had some great testimonies of the importance of mental health in the Black community. So it was all around a great weekend for me.
Was he there? And did you ask him to come on T?
No, I didn't ask him to come on T, and they actually Zoomed him in. So he wasn't there physically, but they Zoomed him in. I'll have a clip on my IG soon so everyone can see it.
I was about to say he opened it up when he needed to check his ass in. The way he be trolling them damn people online.
I'm out here in Jamaica still. I'm celebrating my girl Chancey's birthday. Al, you've hung out with Chancey. You know, she's a sweet homie. So we've been having an amazing time. We're here in the grill. And there's also a big weekend, dream weekend out here that we was riding horses, jumping off cliffs.
This looks like a Sports Illustrated's. This looks like a model's photo shoot. What the hell?
You know what's so funny? The first night here, we saw this group of guys and they were all cute, right? And they weren't looking at us. So we were like, oh, they must be gay, right? That's how arrogant women are. Like we be thinking that sometimes. How about they're all watching right now. Shout out to the whole Carlee crew that's watching right now. They are the coolest group of guys ever. And they have been like kind of like our big brothers on our trip looking out for us. So I want to shout out to them. They're watching right now in the watch party in the same hotel as us. So it's been a pleasure hanging with y'all. Thank you for looking out for us. And no one tried to get nothing from none of us. So thank you.
Y'all don't listen. Y'all don't fool up with Claudia Ash. Y'all heard her just say she thought y'all was gay. All right. Don't fool up with Claudia Ash. Leave her be.
They know. We told them. So they're like, you thought we were gay. Why? And we had a whole discussion and we actually apologized to them and it was really funny. So yeah, they were super cute, super cool. All right, y'all. Are y'all drinking? Q, I know you're not drinking because right, you.
No sweet tea tonight. I'm drinking sweet tea.
Al, what are you doing?
No, I didn't have time. I've been gone for an entire week, actually 10 days from home, so I haven't stocked my refrigerator. So it's water.
I've been drinking all day, so I'm gonna be professional for this 1 hour and get back on it when we get out. All right, let's get into some hot topics. There's a lot to talk about tonight. Now, Cardi B is in the news as the latest victim of artists getting attacked on stage. We've been seeing an uptick in this. Now, over the weekend, the rapper threw a microphone at a concert goer who splashed a drink on her while she performed on stage at Dre's Beach Club in Vegas. But there's another video that's circulating of Cardi and her DJ actually asking the audience to splash water on her due to the heat. What are your thoughts on this mess? Now, so far, Drake, Kid Cudi, Bebe, Rexha, Harry Styles, and Kelsey Ballerini have been attacked while performing on stage, and this has definitely been an uptick. Al, what do you think about this?
So you remember the guy that attacked BB Rexha? His actual second court hearing was today. And let me tell you something, fans, you better get it together because they took my advice that I gave right here on TGIF. They are doubling the fines for concert goers. This young man today was charged with five different counts of both harassment and assault. So listen, you guys got to watch. You cannot throw stuff on or at the talent on the stage. And let me tell you, they've got going so hard on this young man that they're even asking that his driver's license be suspended, along with 2 to 3 years of probation with $1,000 fine and some jail time. They are taking this very serious, and given the state in which that person hurt BB Rexa, I think it's appropriate.
All right, Funky, what do you think? And I know the soulmate's also chiming in.
So the thing with Cardi B is this is not that, right? In the earlier video, she was asking him to throw water on her because she was hot. You see fans throwing water on her from like the navel down. From my understanding, she didn't want no water in her hair or in her face. And when the other young lady threw the water, it got in her hair and her face, and that's what upset her. And you could tell that the young lady who did it did not mean any malice, because as security was dragging her out, the girl was so apologetic. She was like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. She thought she was doing what Cardi wanted her to do. But catch this, T. Cardi threw the microphone and actually hit the wrong girl. And the girl that she hit with the microphone has now filed a police report for battery against Cardi B.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. And
would you go to the police and file, or would you just let it ride and be like, I got hit by a microphone by Cardi B by mistake?
Well, if you want to make some money, in which most people do nowadays, I get it, but I understand. Like, I understand both sides. Like, if you are innocent, you stand near someone that did the thing. I understand you be like, bitch, I didn't do it. But I also understand Cardi's frustration. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sick of it. She thought she was hitting the right person.
Yeah.
We have some comments.
I was going to say, Darius Daniels was saying the same thing I was about to say. She said, you can't ask the crowd to do something and expect them to do it the way you think they should. And I totally agree. She should have been professional enough not to ask the crowd to be throwing stuff on her, because that's just never going to turn out well.
Plus, you got to imagine, if you're in Vegas, probably a lot of the crowd is probably drunk, and they're not going to be following instructions to the T like you might want them to, right? Mm-hmm. All right, moving on. We got to talk about this heifer. Carlee Russell's mugshot is surfacing on social media after she turned herself in for the kidnapping hoax. Carlee has been charged with 2 misdemeanor charges, filing a false police report and filing a false statement. Now, the maximum punishment for these charges is 1 year in jail for each. Fellas, any thoughts on this? And did she slay the mugshot? And why never understood why people be smiling in their mugshots after like doing some fuck shit like this. Q, what you think about this? And would you be smiling in your mugshot if you was around?
Listen, the AKA is gonna be real mad with me. Y'all see AKA Fish? Come on, Alpha Kappa Alpha. She don't represent all the AKAs. Let me tell you something. She had her AKA hair. She had her makeup on. Listen. If I knew I had to go turn myself in, I ain't gonna go in there looking busted. If I know my picture's about to circulate, hell yeah, I'm gonna get my AKA hairdo. And them AKAs gonna be so mad with me.
They're gonna be mad. No, but I get now looking like a bum, but the attitude of smiling, it's almost like, oh well.
Well, I mean, actually, what y'all want her to do? Look defeated?
Yes. Sorry, look sad, look like, oh, my bad, I messed up, I regret it. No?
No. Actually, that's not what you're supposed to do. It depends on what you're trying to achieve, is what they say, what legal psychiatrists say or psychologists say. For a quicker rebound to social favor, Claudia, you're actually supposed to dress up. That's why they ask you to dress up when you go to court, to convince the jury. For a quicker rebound to social favor, unfortunately, you're supposed to smile and you're supposed to look good even in your mugshot. Now, there's one thing y'all can call this young lady everything, but ugly is not one of them. She is absolutely beautiful to me. Her hair looked like it was just freshly cut. And if we take these case studies that all these psychologists have done, this is the quickest way to turn the jury, to turn the prosecutors, and to turn the judge by just simply looking good.
And looking wasn't enough to keep that man.
Right, and he over here booking parties. Like he was booked for a party for like a lost love parties, like all kinds of fuck shit that's happening right now on social media.
See how we turn people into celebrities, like literally with the click of a button. Right. Why is he getting club bookings?
Yeah,
and I'm not even mad with him. I'm mad at the group of people that's like, oh, girl, go get your outfit. We going out Friday night. We finna go see
Exactly. Let's get into the details of that, because that's actually our next story. Her ex boyfriend, Tamar Simmons, was reportedly set to host a search and rescue party to find love since the kidnapping hoax, but it's not going to happen now. According to attorneys, Simmons was authorized to cancel the event because it's not really a good look. Again, what are your thoughts on, him capitalizing? Should he capitalize? People seem to capitalize on anything. Al, what do you think? Would you have done this?
Listen, from this article, it becomes quite obvious to me that these two, Carlee and what's his Tamar, they were a match made in heaven. Look, it looks like both of them know how to chase a viral moment. And let me tell you, this generation, because they're around 25 years old, I guess that makes them Gen Zs. This generation is serious about going viral and then capitalizing on it at any cost. Production, put the camera back. Bring it up closer. Listen to me, Gen Zs. We're not doing this for the rest of the summer. We got what's the guy? Fly Soldier kissing his brother, saying he's straight. Now he coming out as gay. That was a hoax. We got the girl from Florida calling the cops about a kidnapping. That was fake, and that's a hoax. And we got Carlee here and her boyfriend playing these same games. Look, we got to stop this. We got to stop this. There has to be a penalty or a fine for these people that are trying to capitalize off the back of taxpayers and other people faking these hoax, because it's just not right. We're not doing this the rest of the summer, y'all.
That's what happens when we want to give everybody a participation award. Oh, everyone's a winner. Everyone can do this. Everyone should be famous. Everybody should be rich. No, it should be people that work hard, have a talent, have a skill. Now, everybody thinks they deserve to be in the spotlight and get all the accolades of people that actually work hard for years and put time into this shit. I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
So speaking of people I'm sick of, Donald Trump once again delivered a low blow when he called out President Joe Biden during his rally in Pennsylvania. Let's take a look.
We have somebody that's not at the top of his game, never was at the top of a game, never was. We have a guy who's a dumb son of a bitch, and to allow this to happen.
Go ahead, Funky. I'll go last.
Y'all, I can't do this again.
Me neither.
I did not realize until we got out of that last election cycle what that did to me. And I just can't do it again. I can't. But I will say this. At this point, we need the Democrats to just show up as real people, to say and talk publicly the way they talk when they're at home on the phone, because the Republicans now, especially Donald Trump, all political correctness has just gone out the window. And we need somebody who's going to stand up in a press conference and say, yo, mammy. Like, that's just where we're at with it. And if you can't beat them, it's time we goddamn join them.
You know who's like that? The one that I cannot wait to run eventually is Gavin Newsom, the governor of California. Mm-hmm. He gives the same smoke and energy back, but in a classy way. He gives a classy but shit-talking way, but he actually... he's done a lot of progressive things in California that the end of the country ends up following up later. Al, what do you think about this ghetto-ness of President Trump, ex-President Trump?
This is coming from a man who faces a total of 40 criminal charges, you all. And then remember, over the weekend, they're adding 3 more. So maybe it was 37 before. Now it's a total of 40. I just feel like it's on brand for Trump. I feel like that, unfortunately, America has been rejuvenated around this man's brand. They don't care what he does or what he says. They just love his renegade way. They love his renegade politics. And you're right, Funky. If we don't start being renegade as Democrats or as independents, then, hey, you're going to welcome this man back into the Oval Office. Trump doesn't give speeches. He tells long, fake stories that provide an alternative reality in which he's always a hero. That's what Luke Zaleski said, and I agree wholeheartedly. But something has got to give, Claudia. You got to help us with this one, with what these new charges mean and this case, because we know that he can still be in prison and still run for president.
It says a lot less about ex-President Trump and a lot more about America and how we become so tacky, because he wouldn't have these opportunities if so many people weren't rocking with it. You know what I mean? So many people are rocking. They think it's okay. They think it's cute. They find more value in him being entertaining than being a good person. And I think it's horrible. And it's embarrassing. All right, so coming up next, we're going to take a trip to muddy Florida and later find out why an Indian couple sacrificed their child. Stay tuned. Welcome back to more TGIF. All right, y'all, whether it's good, bad, ugly, or just plain dumb, the tea is always overflowing with crazy news stories out of that crazy state of Florida. And that's why we're giving you the 411 in What's the Florida? I must say, I get the most messages in my inbox from people submitting jacked up story about your state, Funky.
I love this segment, though. Jesus.
I know you do. Well, let's see if you can defend this Florida fuckery, okay? In Florida news, there's a video resurfacing on social media of a white woman making racial remarks while being arrested for reckless driving. Take a look.
What am I, some black, like, kid on a bike who's in the wrong neighborhood?
That's ridiculous.
No, you're definitely treating me like a colored person. Yep.
You, please.
Well, you know what? It's so funny because I'm actually less concerned about what came out of her mouth and more concerned about the underlining fact that all white people will try to gaslight the fuck out of you into believing that, you know, we should just comply and the police treat us right when they know hands down the police treat us differently. Hence why she said what she said out of her mouth. And I don't know if y'all remember that viral video from years ago. It was a white man being arrested in the airport. He was laying face down and he was like, "What are you guys doing? You're treating me like a black person." And I just remember thinking to myself, what in the hell is that supposed to mean? I can tell by way of her accent that bitch not from Florida. And she
Here we go.
She not.
She's from Florida. That's take your L. Take your L, Funky.
Not from Florida.
How do you know?
Visiting.
Okay, so first you say the whales ain't from Florida, sharks ain't from Florida, the turtles ain't from Florida. So Florida got fuck shit with it.
We're not taking this charge. We racist enough. We're not taking this charge.
Al, see how your friend doing? You know damn well.
Please. The fact that she said colored let you know she comes from a long line of races, in my opinion. The fact that she's in the state of Florida with DeSantis, like I said, look, DeSantis is creating an environment in the state of Florida where people can feel, people can think, and people can react like this because they know that they're going to be protected. My only question is, this woman was so wrong on so many levels. Do you think, I hope it goes viral. I hope it goes super viral. I hope her employer finds out. Do you guys think that this is like grounds for her to be terminated from her job? Like depending on her job, right? Like
this is embarrassing to wherever you work because they obviously employ this woman, like she has biased views.
Yeah.
And how about her colleagues and friends? Do you think her colleagues and friends will be embarrassed, or do you think they know?
They probably just like her.
They know who they hanging with.
People live in silos. They're probably just like her. She felt too comfortable saying that. And I agree with Jeremiah Haynes in our comments who says, who the hell still says color?
Racist. Racist. White supremacists. That's who.
Going to your point, Funky, they do gaslight us because obviously y'all know there's a different set of rules and different treatment, but then y'all talk that shit and say, oh, they just gotta listen and work with the police or just try a little harder. Pull yourselves up by the bootstraps. Y'all know damn well everything that's going on and we complain about. Y'all just tired of hearing it. Yeah. So instead of fixing it, you change the whole history book, you know, instead of changing your whack ass behavior. All
trust and believe. I was just going to say before you go on, trust and believe, whether you be willing to admit it or not. And I want to hear from our white soulmates that may be watching this show right now. Y'all know exactly what the hell she meant when she said what she said. They do. They do. So stop playing in our face.
And this ain't the first time we've heard someone say this. They say this often. You treat me like a colored or a black person. Oh, imagine that, bitch. All right. A manatee who died in a Florida aquarium. Oh my God. This one right here. This is definitely Florida. Because I think this is like y'all official animal. The manatee died in a Florida aquarium earlier this year, sustained fatal injuries to his rectum caused by sex with his brother. An autopsy performed by the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission's Marine Mammal Pathobiology Lab, ooh, that's a mouthful, found the fatal wound, get this, was a 14.5 centimeter long tear in the ventral wall of said manatee's colon, Now, Funky, this is all Florida, if you ask me. What are your thoughts?
Well, see, that ain't our manatee, okay? Because of the global warming and the way the sun is heating up at the equator, they are seeing animals doing crazy migration patterns, okay? That manatee came from Brazil, okay? That manatee swung up the Atlantic Ocean, came through the Gulf of Mexico, and was on his way somewhere. That ain't none of Florida manatees, because our manatees is nice, okay? But I'm gonna tell you something. When I read this story, I actually feel bad for the manatee. It is our official animal, but I actually want the workers at the aquarium or conservation, I want them fired.
Because they watched it happen?
Because they observed it, they did not separate them, and then they observed it happen again. They did not separate them, and then later on, hours later, they see the manatee that got raped in the booty down at the bottom of the enclosure.
But Q,
and they was
you can't fire the people. This is not anything unnatural for manatees, Q. This happens all the time with manatees. You know, they have sex with anything that's around. Actually, they have no familiar structure when it comes to sex. They also have no familiar structure when it comes to gender. So when a manatee gets horny, they gotta put that thing somewhere. And this manatee just happened to put it in its brother, which they had sex before, just FYI. And I don't think there's a way that you can stop this unless you put them back out. Where exactly are you going to put them?
Listen, Al, they didn't pay me to figure that out. I don't know. They're smart. They should have. It
doesn't matter. Whatever you put in the tank with that manatee is going to have sex with it.
So if we go to the beach, right? If we go back on the boat with Funky, we go back to Florida, and one of y'all or one of us fall into the water by a horny manatee. One of us might get a 14-inch.
That's right. They are known. Whoever is in the area, you can read about it. It's actually quite interesting. If you can read about it anywhere, that if a manatee is having a sexual urge, that it doesn't matter whoever is in that manatee space, they can get it. They might get it.
Q, it's just so funny to me how serious Funky Al is taking this. It's real funny.
It is.
His brother's fucking in the ass and they doing cocaine in the water and all kinds of shit.
You better not fall in the water in Florida. And plus, especially these manatees probably are on coke, on weed, and meth. You ain't got a chance, Claudia.
That's a power top, huh?
It would just seem to me that they move too slow to inflict that level of pain on one another. You know what I'm saying? I would like to see the logistics and the mechanics of all of this, but them people still, I'm sorry, if they're in a conservation, they should have moved them, or they still should have figured out something.
Al, do you know this fact that manatees have huge penises?
No, that size that they gave is actually only about 5 inches, 5 to 6 inches.
So 1.5 potatoes, 1.5 potatoes.
According to Claudia metrics, yes, 1.5 potatoes.
Rest in peace to the manatee that's no longer with us. Okay. Oh, another Florida news, a Good Samaritan discovered a 2.7-pound brick of cocaine. Here we go again. While boating in the Florida Keys and turns it over to the U.S. Border Patrol. The cocaine is valued at approximately $41,000. What are your thoughts on this? And are you mad you didn't discover it first?
Well, they stupid as hell, because if you find a brick of cocaine, giving it to border control is the last goddamn thing you're supposed to do with it. You're supposed to call your cousin Pookie, who knows somebody who could flip that after you break you about 2 tablespoons off and put you in a Ziploc bag and put in your drawer. Okay? Like, I would never take $41,000. Listen. The first thing you're supposed to do is smell it to make sure it's cocaine.
You know what, Funky? We about to get canceled.
You just smell it to make sure it's cocaine, but you damn sure don't take it and give. Bitch, you know how high rent is down here in goddamn Florida, and you gonna go hand over $41,000 worth of product that you found? Child, please, I don't know how to sell drugs, but my ass would have learned that day.
Mm-hmm. Al, would you turn it over?
I don't like anything dealing with possibly going to jail. I would have definitely turned it over. You know what, though, Claudia and Q, do you know that they found the U.S. Coast Guard seized $186 million worth of cocaine in June in the Caribbean waters in the Atlantic Sea around Florida. Is that not the most astronomical number you've ever heard? 186 million just in the month of June alone. And they say the reason why you find blocks like this in the water is because when they get ready to seize them, the people that are being caught just toss it in the water. So hell, if that one can be found, I'm sure of 186 million, there's probably hundreds and hundreds more floating around.
Y'all fucking up the water with cocaine. That's why your animals are raping each other and doing kind of wild stuff and shark attacks.
Shark bite people. Yeah.
All right, Funky, your state. I don't know.
Don't get mad because Florida fun. We fun. Fun in the sun, honey.
Sonny Lovin said Florida needs its own country. It needs to be its own country. And Sylvia A said, Q, blame it on global climate change. That's a mess. Yeah. All right, y'all. Coming up next, a tragic incident took place at a Lake Lanier over the weekend. And later, a man went viral after being stood up on a date. Oh, this was sad. Stay tuned. All right, y'all, welcome back to TJF, and shout out to all the soulmates that are watching in the chat and all the new people that we have that are tuning in and finding out about us from across, actually, the world. We worldwide, yeah. All right, y'all, let's get into this. Charging higher interest rates is how banks make more money, and they take a lot more of your hard-earned money if your credit score is just okay, but not great. Now, ScoreMaster, the new science in accelerating credit scores, puts you in control of your money, not the bank. Say your credit is $650 and you're borrowing $500,000 to refinance your home. Starting at ScoreMaster could save you over $75,000 in interest over the life of your loan or more. Now that $75,000 is your money, not the bank's. That's the genius behind ScoreMaster and their 3-week rule, especially now. With soaring interest rates, it only takes a minute to get started and you can add 30 to 100 points in about 3 weeks, depending on your credit file. So before you apply for any loan, auto lease, or credit, start at ScoreMaster. Visit scoremaster.com/T to try ScoreMaster for free. That's right, it is free. Visit scoremaster.com/T, T-E-A, scoremaster.com/T. I can't emphasize this enough. I started my journey to want to buy a house in Texas. I had ScoreMaster a year leading up to it. It kept me on top of things, sent me reminders, told me things to do to get my credit score up, and my credit is higher than it's ever been in my life. Funky, I know you are a fan of this as well.
Yeah, it's so funny because I actually just, I had some closing dates on some of my statements that ScoreMaster informed me of, and I just gained about 6 or 7 points because it told me what credit cards to pay what amount on by what date, and they all just recycle. So guys, keeping on top of things, this product really does help you with various things like that. Like one of my scores had fallen a little bit and I wanted to see what did I need to do to get it back up, and ScoreMaster told me exactly what to do and everything is back on the up and up. So if you're trying to get your credit right, trying to be rich and fabulous, buy your house or finance you some jewelry or go on a little piece of vacation, you may want to check out ScoreMaster.
That's right. Al?
Yeah, you know, like Punky said, I enjoyed the alerts, but more than the alerts, I like the tips that they give you, right? So amongst the many tips that they give you, one of them is don't wait till the due date. You should pay halfway during the month before the due date and then pay again at the due date, which helps your points jump up because it's based on the utilization during that month cycle. So, hey, ScoreMaster is definitely a thumbs up for me, especially if you're trying to get your credit on the road to what Claudia and Q's is.
That's right. That's right. Promotional consideration furnished by ScoreMaster. All right, let's get back to the topics. A 24-year-old man was pronounced dead after he reportedly got electrocuted after he jumped into Lake Lanier from his family's dock. Al, what do you think about this? Lake Lanier got a lot of things going on with it. They say it's a lot of spirits underneath that lake because it was pulled over a black burial site. But go ahead, Al.
I don't even live in Atlanta, and I know that Lake Lanier is nowhere I want to go. You know, Tamika Foster actually has taught me, that's Usher's ex, has taught me so much about Lake Lanier. And then, like, as much as we can say what she says can be outlandish, this past weekend, 2 people died, and 1 person is still missing. So a total of 3 people may have died just from this past weekend at Lake Lanier. So, you know, I think the lake is cursed, and I just probably would never visit.
Okay, Q.
Lake Lanier is 100% haunted. Everybody knows it.
Mhm.
And at this point, you just a damn fool if you go out there. It never fails. Every summer, everybody's dying from boating accidents. Everybody goes in for the water and they never find them. They never recover the damn people. Now you got electric currents running through the damn water. Go to Lake Minnetonka and cleanse your soul, but keep your ass out of Lake Lanier. It really is that simple.
I think I misspoke about it being a burial ground. I know there was definitely a Black town there, and there was a lot of negativity that happened to them, and they were really abused and treated horribly. And
the city's still up under there. It's still up under there.
It's still there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, you know, there was a guy that posted something on social media the other day, and I wanted to repost it. He broke down several other lakes that are put over Black towns where the sites of horrific massacres happened or grave and, you know, tragic events that happened to Black folks, and they threw a lake over it or a park. And then I'm going to try to find it and repost it because it was really interesting.
I saw that too, Claudia. I thought it was really interesting. I wonder why I didn't save it.
I meant to, but then we all probably started drinking, right? All right, y'all, keep it locked because coming up next, a man went viral after being stood up on a date, and later Stephen A. Smith released an apology to Kim Kardashian. Is he trying to holla? Stay tuned. Welcome back to the show. All right, y'all, a man is pleading for answers after his date stood him up. Take a look.
Like, I'm trying to do everything right to be a gentleman. I brought flowers. I've been consistent talking with this girl for 2 weeks. It shouldn't be this difficult to fall in love. To be kind to one another. Like, what? Ladies, tell me, what did I do wrong?
What are your thoughts? And have either of you ever been stood up on a date, or have y'all been trifling and stood somebody up, and why? Q?
You know, I hate this show because y'all always put me in a situation where I have to be the person to do this.
What? What do you mean?
Y'all know good and goddamn well why that lady stood that damn boy up.
Why do you think?
Come on, y'all. Like, LA too fast for him, all right? You know, I am not trying to be mean, all right? I'm so not trying to be mean in this moment. But the boy is nerdy. He's super soft. He's whatever. And there is somebody for everybody. There is a woman out there, and he looks a little bit socially awkward, all right? The energy that he's giving off flat out just is not attractive. It isn't. It's going to be attractive to a very small quantity of people. I'm sorry. He comes off like a lame and like a doofus. He does. I think that LA is the wrong city for a guy like him to be dating in. The women in LA tend to be a bit more cosmopolitan, a bit more posh, a bit more girl about town. I think he needs to go somewhere like Boise, Idaho, somewhere like Montana, find him a nice girl in Maine. I think women in places like that would be better suited for his temperament and his personality.
So
go ahead.
Do you think the woman, because in my mind I was thinking, do you think she showed up and saw him giving Q's point and was like, nah, I'm good, and ghosted him? Because this is called ghosting, right? This is like a form of ghosting.
Maybe, but I'm thinking, like, do people really go meet people that they don't at least do a FaceTime? Like, listen, you may look fine as hell in a picture, and we done all seen pictures manipulated and done some manipulating ourselves, but like, did they not have a FaceTime call before this? She spoke to him for weeks. So I'm thinking she knew like how his temperament was, right?
Sophisticated Shorty said he didn't realize that she was finessing him from the start. I 100% agree. Mm-hmm. And Poppy Los Angeles said LA is not a dating town, especially if you can't compete. I mean, if you ain't got the Ferrari, the body, the job, it's going to be very hard for him to compete.
Oh, I just got sad.
Yeah.
No,
LA is tough. LA is tough for fine people.
Okay.
And
no,
people
I ain't got no dates.
So Al, you still ain't had no dates out there?
Like, obviously, Q, I don't like you anymore.
You want me to tell you why you can't get a date? Okay, good.
Well, Al, he's available.
Oh,
Seems nice. He'll show up and bring gifts. No.
It's because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen, right? I'm going to go back and watch this show, and we're going to look at the comments, and everybody's going to say Funky was being mean. Funky, that's not true. Funky, there's somebody for everybody. But y'all know I'm telling the damn truth.
well, I
Y'all
think in his
know
case,
it's socially awkward as hell. Don't nobody want to sit at no damn dinner table across from him.
I think for me, this is just me. If I agreed to meet, I would at least meet. I wouldn't stand you up. I wouldn't stand you up. Now, if it was awkward when I got there, I'll just cut it short. I mean, I felt bad for him, regardless of his social awkwardness. I still kind of felt bad for him.
And then too, don't you like? I don't know about y'all, but don't you like? I talk on the phone like when I'm walking out the door. I'm like, Claudia, all right, I'll meet you to make sure that the person is
Right.
in out.
Oh, well, like I said he's been speaking to her for weeks. So in that regard, I think that's evil. Because I would know the first conversation if I want to talk to you again or meet up with you.
Right.
And I wouldn't waste 2 more weeks of talking to you and like, yeah, I'll be there at 5 p.m. I'm just not going to do that. So I think that was really mean. Or maybe he thought she wanted to be there. Maybe she didn't. Maybe he assumed, because you give someone a you answer someone back and they think it means more than it really is. Maybe he was wrong about the whole. I don't know.
And you want to know one other thing too? I wonder if he's on the spectrum.
Yeah.
Because when
he's a comedian. He's actually a comedian in real life. Yes.
Okay, because when
dominate, so he's a comedian. So you got to watch the inflection and how he's telling the story.
So this is a skit. Once again, another fake ass story with him.
Yeah, I looked him up. I meant to say that earlier, but yeah, I'm feeling like maybe he's playing us a little bit. Maybe this is one of those trying to go viral moments because he is a comedian. He does comedy, and he knows
Man, let's move on. No more time for this. Let's get into the story. An Indian couple allegedly sold their baby in exchange for an iPhone so they could become content creators. How much are iPhones now?
About 1,000, 1,200, somewhere in there.
Who want to go first on this? Al, go ahead.
Oh yeah.
Well, look, India is off the chain, y'all. I'm sorry. It's a lot go on in that country. I'll never forget in 2012, you remember when the State Department issued don't travel to India if you have kids, because it's the capital. They didn't say don't travel. It was a warning because that is the largest hub for child trafficking. And the other thing here is they sold the child to someone who has the exact same last name. So did they sell it to a cousin or an uncle or an aunt? Both of them are ghosts. Like, what's going on really in India?
Here.
Depending on how you look at it, it might not be as bad as it sounds, right? Like if they do have the same last name and it was an aunt that was infertile and she really wanted to have the baby, she's going to take and love the baby actually may be in a better place, especially considering the fact that the parents were so willing to give it away for money to get an iPhone. It's just the reasoning and the rationale for me. It's to become an iPhone to become content creators. And see, this is the thing, and a lot of people they don't know how to process what I'm saying. Even with me being a content creator, an influencer, for some reason I just hold my face up at people who say they want to do it for a living. It's just so lame to me. Like, what happened to going to college? You know what I'm saying? And what happened to those type of jobs? Not everybody. I want to be a content creator. I guess, child.
People saying they want to be an influencer, to me, does sound whack. Like, I think becoming an influencer should be something that just happened organically and you now influence people, not I'm seeking out to be an influencer.
Yeah. And it's like, and if you got to say that, you probably don't have what it takes to be one. We got Unconditional Queen 11 says, trading in a baby to make TikTok is crazy. Agreed.
India got a lot of wild stuff going on over there. Mm-hmm. Have you ever seen some of the birth defect videos coming out of India?
Have you ever seen all them goddamn people trying to get on that train? Where is their Department of Transportation?
I saw a baby with 8 arms.
What?
I'm going to send it to y'all in the chat. Okay, we're gonna move on. Coming up, find out why Stephen A. Smith released an apology to Kim Kardashian. Stay tuned. Don't judge me, y'all. Don't get all quiet now because I said that. Y'all know you want to. Welcome back to the show. Soulmates, go ahead and hit that like button in the chat and show your favorite trio some love. Speaking of love, Stephen A. Smith released an apology after tweeting, "Is Kim Kardashian a prostitute? And is Kris Jenner a pimp?" That tweet led to Smith receiving backlash, which prompted the following apology in response to a fan. That is being corrected right now as we speak. And for the record, I don't think of Kim Kardashian that way, nor would I ever speak of her or any woman that way, which I stated. That's for checking the issue. Okay, what are your thoughts on Stephen doubling down on this tweet, Al?
I don't buy it. I can't imagine that Stephen A. Smith, he's such a type A, such a controlling guy. You can tell by his comments. I refuse to believe that he's got someone creating his tweets for him, because that's what he's saying is going on here. Somebody on his team tweeted this. It's nothing that he approved. I don't buy that. We all know and have seen lately that Stephen A. Smith is trying to go in a different direction with his brand. He's trying to infuse himself into the pop culture scene. Now, I definitely respect him as a sports broadcaster. I think he's got a big personality, a big attitude, and he cultivates controversy that leads to great discussions as it relates to sports. But as far as him dipping his toe in this pop culture pond, I'm just not here for it. I think it comes across as like uncomfortable. I think it comes across as sleazy and predictable. He knows exactly if he's going to play in pop culture, who to play and say and talk about, and he got it. And now we're talking about it on TV.
Don't you think if his team put that out there, like that seemed to be really off-brand for him to say that about Kim Kardashian? Because say what you want about him in sports, and I do watch him. I think he's very smart by being a conflict. Like he instigates things and he creates a conversation sometimes with his opinions. I don't think he would make that, like, if your team put that tweet out, you would fire them immediately. Right, Funky?
I think so.
Listen, let me tell you something. It ain't nothing that nobody who look like Stephen A. Smith could say to me that's going to upset my makeup and disturb my tears. Okay? It just wouldn't. It was so lazy. It was a lazy read. It was beyond obvious. It's so obvious what you attempted to do that it's insulting. It's further evidentiary of the fact that you don't need to come over here and play in this pop culture pond because you don't know what you're doing. And the conversation about Kim being a prostitute and her mother being a pimp is about 15 years late, old man. I don't know if the writings are on the wall for you in the sports world. I find that you being niched over there in sports is probably your best bet than to come over here and play in this highly saturated pop culture market. But, I don't know where he's trying to go with his brand, but this was just cheap. It was low. It was ugly. It was off brand for him. And I just don't see him in a pop culture light. Stay over there.
I don't either. I don't get it. I thought it was really mean. Kim has been a lot of things in her career. But, you can't say this woman has been a dedicated wife to someone that was very difficult to deal with and a good mother. I'm going to go ahead and stand on that, too. And I think that was kind of mean to do that. Not kind of. I thought that was really mean. And like you said, late and old. And this is a conversation that I could understand maybe if you were in that space, like you said, 10, 15 years ago. But now to just bring this up, it seems like you're just starting shit for no reason. Like, why?
Yes, remember, he used that same trash. I think he's trying to bridge that trash talk. Remember, he told the guy that last 15 minutes who said, 15, he was like, "Oh, you're a sucker." Like, I think this degrading trash talking in pop culture, maybe there's a space for it, but coming from him, I don't like it.
And that's coming from TJF. We telling you was mean, so you was mean.
No, we're telling you you're not good at it.
Right.
Like, that's what it is. Like, you're just not good at it. It's feeling very forced. And Demetra Dawson said he is fake. He knew exactly what he was doing because he had to read it before he hit enter. And Fire Robin said he didn't get the response he wanted. Funky is 100. He's right.
So, I'm always about fairness and like kind of keeping the same energy. Are there any insults y'all would want to level back to him to even the playing field or not? Is there any obvious?
I'll pass that to Q. You know, he's good for a good read.
Well, I'm just saying he looked like a retired Muppet. Okay, his hairline starts at the nape of his neck, and his nose is the size of goddamn Nigeria. So you got a nerve to talk about somebody prostituting, bitch. Your forehead is working the boulevard. Girl, get off my line.
His forehead is working
the boulevard.
Do you think Stephen A. Smith will want to come on our show?
He can. I light his ass up to it. I like
Stephen A. Smith. We like to welcome you into the pop culture space, and we can show you how it's done.
Stephen, come on over here. Let us show you how to do it.
Right.
We got you, Stephen A. Smith. All right.
Great. He can come over here.
Light a forehead of a what? Light up the boulevard. He like one of those lamps those lights that sit up on the street lights. Oh my God, that's hilarious.
All right, y'all. Subway is offering free sandwiches for a lifetime if you change your name to Subway. Are you guys here for this contest? And Subway is, wow, okay. Al, would you do it?
I hate to say this to you guys, but so I know a person that works over there on that marketing team, and Subway has never shied away from out of the box type of thing, and they've been doing it. You guys have seen them do that extreme weight loss thing to this, and it always works for them. Unfortunately, they always get coverage. The CEO and the shareholders are always happy with this particular name change. One, look, they get coverage on CNN. They're on Fox Business, USA Today. They're in Food and Wine. They're at NBC News. So hey, it's working. Subway does a great job in their marketing, and thumbs up for this one too.
They really do a good job of marketing, because remember, they had a whole pedophile that was leading the charge of the $5 foot long, and he was over here molesting people, getting his molestation on, and we forgot all about it, so I just brought it up, right, Funky?
Yeah, sure did. But let me tell you something. If you change your first name to Subway, you better change your middle name to high blood pressure. That salty ass. Child, I thought when I worked in corporate America, I came in the office one day talking big shit, talking about I was eating healthy. And when my boss was like, Q, you're really not. You're eating a whole bunch of processed food. I was like, damn. And I ain't really fooled up with Subway since.
So Q, you know that's changed recently. So now they're going to do their carving of their meats in-house. So they're going to do more like boar's head, less sodium. So hey, it could be a pivot for them.
Well, y'all get ready for the subs to be $19 then. That's what the hell about to go on.
All right, y'all, let's finish off on this story. A Japanese man is living his doggy dreams after being spotted taking his first walk ever since turning himself in so fucking stupid into a canine. Yo, look at him. What are your thoughts? That little costume cost $20,000. That little dog suit cost $20,000 out.
This is so weird. This is why the population is shrinking in Japan. Guys are out here trying, instead of run around and find them a mate or a woman to have sex with, they're out here turning themselves into dogs. This is insane. He needs to find him a girlfriend and give her $10,000 and play doggy in the bedroom. You ain't got to do all this. It's too much.
This sounds like something from Floyd, but it's not. It's a Japanese man. So
you know what? It's not. It's not funny at all to me. I think stories like this, honestly and truthfully, and I'm going to take it there, are going to undergird further trans hate, because that's the message that I've seen a lot of people saying, well, what's the difference? If they've said that they can be, born a woman in a female body and they're transgender, then why can't I be a trans dog? Or why can't I be transracial? Or why can't I be trans a flower pot? You know what I'm saying? And it's like the two are not the same, but this is the type of examples that people are looking for to perpetuate that type of ignorance. If they can be trans, then he can be a trans dog. And that's not how this works, but go ahead and have at it.
Where is Peter, Claudia? Where is Peter? I mean, is this respectful? Is this respectful to animals?
I don't think it's disrespectful. I just think it's weird, and I think he has way too much. This is another example. I didn't compare him to trans because I think it's a huge difference. I think this is a severe mental illness that you want to spend $20,000 on a dog costume and walk around and have people pet you. How do you get out of that costume? Does someone got to unzip it for you? How do you pee? We got a comment in the chat, the Q.
Yeah, Kendrick says this is about as dumb as the man who paid $250,000 to go find the Titanic. I totally agree.
Oh, sorry. We have a little time. I do have a couple of birthday shout outs.
Go ahead. Let's get to it.
Okay, so Willie Patterson, happy birthday. Cardi and Funky, personality Black S. Today's my birthday. Who else? Hold on, I got another one. That's Willie Patterson. Gino Black, happy birthday. His wife. He wants us to shout out his wife, Gail Coleman. Happy birthday, Gail. Also here, all I have here is D. So D baby, happy birthday.
All right. Also to Chancey Smalley, that's on my trip, and our friend Aaron, happy birthday. They are birthday twins. Happy birthday. I hope y'all enjoyed your birthdays this weekend. All right, y'all. Fun time, fun show. As always, I want to thank Al Reynolds and Funky Dineva for doing the damn thing tonight. Thanks for watching us on YouTube. I want y'all to stick around for the Inside Black Box. And of course, we'll be back here tomorrow. And Soulmates, send us here with the Florida stories to all three of us, and we will get to them as soon as we can. All right. Bye, Soulmates. Bye, Al. Bye, Q.
Have a good night,
Bye,
Soulmates.
good night.
Bye.